I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jessica.
And we're here with some De Bertola 5th graders.
We're going to do some science today. So, to get started with this Discrepant event, we're going to ask you what you think is in Mystery Cup 1, 2, and 3, okay? So go ahead and look at it and use your senses. You can touch it, you can smell it, you can feel it.
Just don't taste it.
No tasting. What do you think that could be?
What does it look like to you? Have you seen that before?
They do have like these little, that grow and it looks like clear ones that have been pushed.
Okay.
What
That's
do you
a
need?
really good guess.
What do you need to make them grow? Do you know about that? Have you ever put them in something to make it grow?
Water and
Why does water make it grow?
I think like
Makes it get bigger. Good.
That's a good.
Okay, good observation. Now let's open this one up. We gotta be careful not to spill it.
I'll open this one.
What do you think that could be? You could poke it if you touch it. What color is it? Tell our camera.
What's the color?
this is white and this one's black.
That one's black.
Okay.
Are they heavy or are they light?
This one's heavy.
That one's heavy?
This one's
Light. So why do you think that substance is heavy?
Because it may be like made out of something. Magnet. It's kind of like
Okay.
It's kind of like magnets. Good observation. What do you know about magnets? They're heavy. What are they made out of? Do you know? Don't know? That's okay. And what do you think this white stuff could be? It kind of looks like little balls, right? Foam? Maybe
okay.
foam. Okay. What
Have
do
you
think,
seen that
Abby?
stuff before?
Foam?
Okay. Yeah.
So, here's another question for you. What's going to happen when we put all 3 things into the bag? What do you think might happen?
Your best guess.
What do you think?
they might
They might grow.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good prediction. What do you think?
maybe
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 bubble.
bubbles?
We might see growing. We might see bubbling. Okay. You want to try it out?
Do we just put all of it?
First,
You're
put
gonna
number 1 in.
And then you're
Like
gonna
all
put.
of it?
Yep.
Yep,
You
go
can pour
ahead,
it
put
all
all
in. Okay. Good.
And then 2.
Okay.
And now Mr. Substance
And now
3.
the last one. Put it in. Let's see what happens. I want you to kind of mix it around at the bottom for a little bit, a few seconds, and then we'll close the bag off and see what happens.
Yeah, so just keep rubbing and see if you feel anything different or if you see anything different.
Let us know, whatever your
It
observations are.
feels warmer.
It feels warmer. Oh, really? Do you
It's
feel
like
that's
hot.
What's happening?
Let's see. You can play with it. Try to discover what's going on in there.
It's getting warmer.
Is it getting warmer?
It's
Has this-
expanding.
Yeah.
Expanding a little bit.
Does this remind you of anything? Anything you've
Chemical
ever felt?
reaction.
Chemical reaction. That's a good.
Yeah.
What happens in a chemical reaction?
It's when like a couple different substances combine and they create like a reaction.
Yeah, 2 different parts come together to create a new substance. Do you think that might be happening in there? What new substance might that be? Do you want us to tell you what the mystery substances were and that could help you figure it out?
Yeah.
So this this gel stuff is actually growing crystals. So it's a powder, and you put the powder in and you put some water in, and then they grow. So you guys are correct about the growing, right? And then you guys can also use this for like plants. I know you can use it for that. For mystery substance too, it was heavy, huh? That white stuff. Yep. What do we think it was?
Like
Magnetic.
stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's actually little pieces of iron, which is like a metal, you know? So little tiny pieces of iron, and that's a good guess with the magnets. Very closely related.
Yep. And then mystery substance 3, we saw it was white. It looked a little foamy. It was lighter than the iron. This is actually calcium chloride.
Which is like a salt. If you ever see snow, they use salt to melt snow. That's that kind of salt. So we put salt together, little pieces of iron together, and we put it in a gel substance, and what happened? A chemical reaction, right?
Still warm?
Yeah, it's very warm. I'll tell you that chemical reaction created iron oxide, which is rust. The water and the salt onto the little pieces of
Is
iron.
that what Mars is made out of, kind of dioxide?
Maybe there's, I'm not really familiar with Mars, but there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And that's a good guess. And let me ask you this too. Can we take those things apart to put them back how they were before after it rested? Why not?
Because they combine together.
They combine together to
And
create
the-
what?
To create like a reaction or a new substance.
A
Very
new
good.
substance.
A new substance.
That's why it's a chemical reaction. You can't undo it. You
Yeah.
can't take those parts apart and make what you had before.
Yeah.
So you have a new substance.
Yeah, so you can't take them apart.
Good. So let's see some more critical thinking questions. How do you think our reaction would be different if we used more iron and less salt? Do you think the same thing would happen?
No, maybe a different
It would turn colder maybe? Not as warm? That's a good guess. What do you think?
Maybe it would have a different.
Okay, like what? Maybe bubble that time? So you think it has to be the exact amount in here? Probably the exact? What if we didn't have the gel? What if we just put those two together? Do you think they would still react that way? Why not?
Because the water kind of helps melt it down, so it's easier to combine.
That's a good observation.
They need something for that reaction to happen in.
Yeah.
So that's what the gel was doing, was creating a substance for
For
the
the
reaction to happen.
occur, yeah. So what we created was actually, do you want to tell them?
Go ahead, you can tell.
Okay. All right, so what we created was actually a hand warmer. Have you guys ever felt hand warmers before?
Like those little
Those
packets.
little packets that you use, like sometimes you use them in the snow because your hands get kind of warm, or you can put them in your boots. So we actually created a hand warmer out of all these different chemicals. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Do it yourself, and we did it with a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Is it still warm? Is it getting colder? Or is it?
It's getting a
It's getting a little cooler.
So it only stays warm for a little bit at a time.
Here's another question. When it gets all the way back to normal temperature and it's not warm anymore, what do you think that will tell you?
like it's all dried up, kind of.
All dried up? What caused the heat there?
Yeah.
Why was it heat?
I think it's because like the iron and like the foam,
The salt?
So
Came together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the salt connected with this causing like a reaction.
And we knew it was warm because the reaction was happening, right? And when heat is given off during a reaction, that's called exothermic, like outside. Heat goes outside. That's why we could feel it being warm. So when this is no longer warm, what do you think that would mean? Is our reaction still occurring?
The salt maybe had gone away.
Okay, all the ingredients are not being activated anymore. Good. That's a good observation. So if this was back to normal, no longer hot, that would mean that our reaction is done happening. It's no longer reacting. It's all the way done, and that's all the way turned into iron oxide. Any questions?
Yeah. No?
Was that pretty cool? Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
helping us exploring our experiment.
Okay, let's say bye to our
Bye,
classmates. Thank you.